Among the landmarks of Louisiana, there are faded reminders of what we've lost or even forgotten. Commonplaces that seem familiar but distant, even blurred. The old stores and signs and town squares can still be found along the smaller roads, but in just a few more years, they will all be gone. It's too late to save many of the things our grandparents thought would last forever. Maybe the best we can do is enjoy them while we can.
In St. Martinville, people still remember the story of Evangeline waiting for Gabriel. A landmark oak here marks the spot. Here she waited, and she still does in a way, for someone to come along and remember her story. The disappearing landmarks of Louisiana all wait for someone to come along and remember their stories. In this program, we have a few for instances, a few examples of places we are saving, places that are dying, and places we should all miss dearly. People and places and stories of lost Louisiana. Evangeline waits, frozen in time. She waits for someone to read Longfellow's story about her once again. Like a faded picture, she waits still, very still. One of the most prominent photographers of our age chronicled a lost Louisiana for many years. Fonville Winans passed away a few years ago, but the images that he captured for all of us to enjoy will live forever.
The luminous black and white images of Fonville Winans are finally being appreciated. But why only now? Is it a need to return to the clarity they picture, or is it for their artistic value alone? The state we know is changing so fast, has changed so dramatically, that all of us at some time have wished we could hold progress in check. Well, a photograph does that, at least on paper. Artists among us, like prophets, it's said, are not recognized in their own lifetimes. Fonville was and is still enjoying international attention for his classic photographs. The critics are still raving.
What do you think of that?
I don't give it any thought.
Okay.
I don't consider this in a class with art. I mean, if somebody else wants to think it's art, well, okay. But to me, it is not made for that. To me, it's made for because I saw something that was interesting, I just photographed it, that's all.
In 1931, Fonville and two friends sailed off in a $25 boat to explore the Gulf Coast and the inland, untamed waters of Louisiana. He was 20 years old, and piloting his own boat was the definition of freedom.
You can go anywhere on the coast. Little islands and stuff like that, anywhere. We'll go back in the swamps. The boat was 26 feet long, and I could sleep on the boat and cook on the boat. And I had a compass to come to some of the big lakes.
Along the way, he photographed whatever caught his eye.
This is a lighthouse at Eugene Island, which is south of Morgan City. Those oyster boats are coming in from the river. See the river in the background there? Just somebody on the waterfront at Morgan City. I just walking along. They're not poles or anything. I don't know them. Never heard of them, never saw them again. Tony Christosovich. He's an oysterman. Made in 1934. I had very little film, so I could not afford to take like 2 shots of this. I just take one. If it's a good picture, fine. If it's not, it's okay with me. I didn't mean for it to be a classic. It just turned out that way.
He used no artificial light. He didn't have one. He sailed to New Orleans and, being a Texan, found the celebrations fantastic. There's a moment in each of his photographs that's a little breathtaking. For his many years and many miles traveled, Fonville was genuinely humble about the importance of his long and far-ranging document of a lost Louisiana.
In fact, their popularity has been amazing to me. Absolutely amazing, because I just took them for granted. I had taken so many photographs. It's unbelievable. It's just hundreds, maybe thousands. All these started out in the Depression when I didn't have any money or films or anything, so I don't know how I managed my films.
On his boat, the Pintail, he putted through the wetlands in the early 30s and spent scarce motion picture film on scenes that now look a century old. He cut it into a film called The Voyage of the Pintail and took it around to schools in Texas until so many children were spending their lunch money to see the exotic swamps and gators that he had to stop. Now we present a rare glimpse at a truly lost Louisiana, the surviving reels of the Voyage of the Pintail.
so many things, it's hard to know where to dip my oar in this great big sea of information.